What does the world eat for breakfast? Smart is the new sexy is a big team of incredibly interesting people working together. We all live in different cities, countries, and even continents. Since breakfast is the most important meal of the day that keeps us healthy, today we decided to share with you what 13 different countries eat for breakfast every morning. So here we go. Number 13, China. There are dozens and dozens of breakfast combos in China that differ widely from each other depending on which part of the country you're in, but they all seem to have three things in common. They're incredibly filling, no sugar-coated puffs of air here, fabulously fresh, often cooked in front of your eyes as soon as you order, and brilliantly cheap. Here are two main Chinese breakfasts. Steamed dumplings with porridge. You get these all over China. Stuffed with seasoned pork, then steamed in piles of bamboo baskets, which you'll often see stacked up by the restaurant entrance. These are best eaten with a bowl of savory porridge, usually rice porridge. And the dip is all important. Some Chinese swear by soy sauce. Others never dip their dumplings in anything but the best vinegar. Savory pancakes, often sold off the back of cycle rickshaws or from a hole-in-the-wall snack stall. This is a favorite for those who only have time for breakfast on the run. Jianbing are savory, spicy pancakes that are sprinkled in herbs and finely chopped spring onions before being folded around a deep-fried crispy slice. Number 12, Australia. Australians traditionally spend hours in the kitchen preparing meals for family and friends. Breakfasts are not the exception. Australians eat 3 meals each day, but the main dish for them is breakfast that usually consists of Vegemite, which they love so much. So much that they are ready to eat it every day. Vegemite is a thick, black Australian food spread made from leftover brewer's yeast extract with various vegetable and spice additives. They also eat a lot of fruit and sometimes indulge in a full English breakfast. Number 11, Brazil. A typical middle to upper class breakfast in Brazil would likely consist of strong coffee, with or without milk, sweetened with sugar or sweetener. Brazilians love the liquid sweeteners. Kids will drink chocolate milk, the Brazilian version of Nesquik, which is sweeter. Bread will most likely be a pão francês, a small loaf of bread eaten with butter or most often margarine. Fruit is plentiful in Brazil too, but one of the most traditional breakfast fruits are papayas. There may also be yogurt, cheese, and cold cuts. Cereal is not so popular, but some Brazilians like muesli or granola. Number 10, Colombia. Breakfast in Colombia revolves around the arepa, a dense, slightly sweet corn cake that's served simply with butter or topped with eggs, meat, or jam. Arepa is a type of food made of ground maize dough or cooked flour. They can be served with accompaniments such as cheese, cuajada, fermented milk, or avocado, or split to make sandwiches. Sizes, maize types, and added ingredients vary in its preparation. Juice is also something regular for Colombian breakfast. It can be orange, but not at all necessarily. It can be grapefruit or lulo or sapote. Number 9, India. Indians eat several small meals a day. Many families begin the day at dawn with prayers. A light meal of chai, Indian tea, and a salty snack will follow. Breakfast usually takes place a couple of hours later and may include a traditional Indian dish such as aloo paratha, a fried flatbread stuffed with potato or toast with eggs. Other popular breakfast dishes include halwa, made with ground wheat, butter, sugar, and sliced almonds, or upma, which is a spicier version of halwa. Number 8, South Korea. Meals are considered an important event to Koreans, and much time is spent for their preparation. In fact, Koreans find eating so important that they want to concentrate all of their attention on it and consider it impolite to talk while eating. They avoid conversation until the end of the meal. There's little difference in what Koreans eat for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Breakfast, the biggest meal of the day, may include a cold soup, such as oi nangguk, or cucumber soup, steamed peppers, and saesanjeon, fish patties. Bulgogi, or grilled beef, is one of Korea's best-known meat dishes. Number 7, France. A traditional French breakfast usually includes coffee and either baguette or croissant. The baguette, a long, thin loaf of crusty bread, is the most important part of any French meal. Everyone at the table is expected to eat a piece. It is eaten in a variety of ways, including being used to make sandwiches. Melted cheese spread on a baguette is often presented as a part of a breakfast meal. Using an open grill, diners melt their own cheese with ham or beef slices, or fry their own egg. Sometimes diners spear pieces of bread on long-handled forks and dip the bread into a pot full of melted cheese called la fondue. Sometimes the French dip their buttered bread into coffee. Number 6. Israel. Israel's diverse population makes its breakfast and their cuisine in general unique. People from more than 70 different countries with many different food and customs currently live in Israel. Nevertheless, the Israeli breakfast is famous for its fresh produce and general yumminess. Fresh bread, a variety of hard and soft cheeses, fresh juice, olives, jam, and butter are all regulars on the Israeli breakfast plate. Number 5. Japan. Japanese cuisine has been influenced by the food customs of other nations, but has adopted and refined them to create its own unique cooking style and eating habits. A breakfast in Japan is often light, savory, and simple. A bowl of miso soup and rice or rice porridge is often the main part of the meal, sometimes accompanied by a piece of cooked fish and some pickled vegetables, and of course, a cup of green tea. Number 4. Spain. In Spain, a typical morning might start out sweet, with a serving of chocolate con churros, which means hot chocolate with churros. The stick-shaped churros are served with a thick hot chocolate used as a dip. They can either be thin and sometimes knotted or long and thick, where they are known as porras in some regions. Number 3. Myanmar. In Myanmar, a morning might start out with mohinga, which is the traditional breakfast dish and Myanmar's national dish. It is perhaps the most popular breakfast dish of all, now available as an all-day breakfast in many towns and cities. Mohinga is also served with all the trimmings at formal functions, and nowadays it is also sold in dry packets as a ready-made powder that is used for making the broth. Street hawkers are the original purveyors of this popular dish, doing the rounds through neighborhoods where they have regular customers. They carry the soup cauldron on a stove on one side of a shoulder pole and rice vermicelli and other ingredients along with bowls and spoons on the other. Number 2. Mexico. Depending on the region of Mexico, typical breakfast items may vary slightly, but often include ingredients such as corn tortillas, eggs, beans, and sauces compiled in different ways. One common breakfast item is chilaquiles, fried corn tortilla chips topped with green or red salsa or mole, eggs, pulled chicken, cheese, and refried beans. Number 1. Finland. A hearty bowl of oat-based porridge, puuro, is a common breakfast in Finland, often served with milk, fresh or frozen berries, and a bit of butter. Also, there could not be breakfast without filtered coffee in Finland. The Finnish prepare it from organic coffee beans that they usually grind at home. Another important part of a Finnish breakfast is conversation. One of the best things in family breakfast is to be able to talk with each other and find out how everyone is doing at the moment. What is a breakfast in your country like? Please tell us about it in the comments. Also, remember to click subscribe to be among the smart and the sexy.